This is Mac here from JLPTbootcamp.com, here with another grammar lesson for the N5 level. And today, kind of continuing on with the koso ado words, and this time talking about locations. So just to set the scene, here you're enjoying a meal with your friend, and you're eating some food, and you say, koko wa ryori ga oishii. And your friend says, so desu ne. So you say, here, the food is delicious. And your friend agrees with you. So desu ne is, yeah, that's right. And you're using koko, which means here. And this is one of the three words for this set of koso ado words. Actually, there's four words, I should say, for locations. Koko is here or near the speaker, whereas soko is there or near the listener, and asoko is over there, somewhere farther away from both speaker and listener. And something to be careful with asoko about is asoko can actually refer to your private parts, so to speak. It's kind of like saying down there, for guys or girls. So not too much to worry about, but sometimes if you use this in a particular context, it might sound a little strange. Like, for example, if you just had a sentence that said, asoko wa oki desu, that's going to sound weird. That's going to sound like you're bragging about something. But usually, if you're using this about locations or if you're talking about a particular place, usually it's clearly understood what you're talking about. But just be aware, if you make kind of a flub up, this is what your Japanese friend might be laughing about. So anyway, obviously an example like this, below, tore wa osoko ni arimasu, is that's pretty clear that we're saying there's a toilet over there. There's a bathroom over there. We're not talking about a bathroom being in our pants or anything. So, a lot of times this isn't going to be a problem, but just be aware if you kind of misuse it, you might get some laughs from some people. But anyway, continuing on with the conversation. Now, you're with your friend, you want to go to the bank. So you ask, ginko wa doko desu ka? Where is the bank? First, ginko is bank and doko is where. Desu ka is a polite way to ask a question, cause the question marking particle there. And your friend answers, asoko desu. And he might be pointing at a faraway location, and he means over there. So to ask about the location, you use doko. Doko is just a basic word for where in Japanese. And usually you use it like this. Place wa doko desu ka. So wa is the topic marking particle. So you want to make it clear that you're talking about this particular place that you want to know about. That's why you use the wa. And then doko desu ka is the polite way to ask about where something is. And you can use this doko with a lot of other different particles to have a lot of different meanings. So, for example, you can say doko ni ikimasu ka? Where are you going to? That's that ni. That ni particle is to, the place that you're traveling to. And you can use this with doko de. Where are you doing some action? Or doko kara, where from, to have a couple of different meanings. So it's really kind of is really powerful with a lot of different other particles. So be on the lookout for that with the test, that you might be able to use this with something other than you actually don't really ever use it with doko ga, which is what a lot of the other particles use it for, like nani ga, what is doing something. Doko ga, obviously, a place is usually not the subject of a sentence. you're usually using it with ni, de, a, or the structure doko desu ka. So let's move on. Let's get a little bit more polite. So maybe you are at the bank and you want to be polite to the bank. You're speaking a little bit politely to the bank clerk, and you ask, ATM wa doko desu ka? And she answers, kochira e dozo. So she's being very polite because she's a clerk and she's talking to a customer. And you're just being this is, I should say, like a normal politeness level with someone that you've just met or someone that's older than you. You would ask, doko desu ka? Clerk wants to show respect, so she's using kochira, which is basically a very polite way to say this way. So this is another set of koso ado words that have a couple of different meanings: kochira, sochira, and achira. Kochira can mean koko in some situations, as in here, like we just went over. It could also mean I or me in some situations, to be more polite. Instead of being direct and saying watashi, you can say kochira, which is a little more indirect way to refer to yourself. And it can mean this direction. It's the polite form. We'll go over the casual form here in a little bit, but basically this is used in polite situations or very formal situations to talk about koko or I. And then sochira is for soko or you. This is the polite way to, if you want to specifically ask about you, the person that you're talking to, instead of using anata is very direct way to say you in Japanese. So it's kind of like if you're pointing at someone and saying, did you do this? It kind of sounds like that in Japanese. And you can use that with your friends. You hear it used in dramas and things when people are arguing with each other. But in general, you should try to avoid anata. And if you need to be clear in a particular situation, you can use sochira to refer to you, the person that you're talking to. And then the last one here, of course, is achira. That can mean asoko or over in that direction, away from us both. So, for example, we can say sochira wa Tanaka-san desu. Now, in this situation, sochira doesn't refer to you, but actually refers to maybe someone to your side that you are introducing to someone else. So the English translation for this would be, this is Mr. Tanaka. But a more literal translation is, in that direction is Mr. Tanaka. So it's a very polite way to introduce maybe a coworker to somebody. And usually these are used in very polite situations: kochira, sochira, and achira. And of course, there's one more to this set, which is maybe you're leaving the bank here, and you want to take a taxi. Get in the taxi. The taxi driver will ask you, dochira e? Where do you want to go? And you can reply, Osaka eki onegai shimasu, which is Osaka Station. Please take me to Osaka Station. And this is the last one, dochira, which is asking which direction. Dochira can mean doko, so of course it can be combined with particles dochira e, dochira de, dochira ni, to have the same meaning as doko. Where did you do something? Where are you going? It can also mean which way or which person. So, for example, this question below, dochira sama desho ka? This is used on the phone to ask who is talking. So, in a polite way. So, basically, instead of asking very directly, who is this? Dochira sama deshoka is like, what polite person could this be? Is some weird literal translation. But this is a polite way to ask who's calling. And there's casual forms of these as well. Kochira, sochira, achira, and dochira. They have a short stop in them. So instead of saying kochira, you say kochi, sochi, achi, or dochi. Kind of a short stop there. You can hear this sometimes if someone wants somebody to come in their direction. They might say kochi, 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 kochi. So there's a gesture where someone has their hand palm down and kind of closes their hand and closes and opens their hand in a waving gesture to have somebody come their way. You could say kochi, 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 come this way, this way, this way, this way, to call someone over to you, casually, very casually. Maybe a kid to a kid or someone below your status you would use this with. So let's go over a quick pop quiz of what we learned today. Can you translate these sentences? First one, the post office is over there. The post office is over there. Now, post office in Japanese is yubinkyoku. And this is, I should say, in normal Japanese, not very polite, normal polite level Japanese. You could say, yubinkyoku wa asoko desu. Yubinkyoku wa, the wa particle is the topic marking particle, marks what we're talking about. Asoko means over there. Des makes it polite. Next sentence. Where is the train station? Now, quick hint, train station is eki in Japanese. Answer would be eki wa doko desu ka? So again, eki wa is the topic marking particle, marking that we are talking about eki, which is the station. Doko desu ka is a very polite way to ask about where. Doko is where. Des is the polite copula, polite kind of ending. It kind of means is, but it's its own thing in Japanese, to be honest. And ka is the question marking particle. Then next sentence, you're on the phone and you want to politely say, this is Bob. This is who's speaking on the phone. This is Bob. You can say, kochira wa bobu desu. So, kochira is a polite way to refer to yourself. Literally translated, it means in this direction. This, as for this direction, is Bob. Basically, is the literal translation of the sentence. So you can use this on the phone to talk about who you are, to give your name. In other words, it's the same as saying like Max speaking or Joe speaking when you answer the phone, very politely. Now for the last sentence, which do you like? And like is ski in Japanese. That would be dochira ga ski desu ka? So this is kind of a strange one because, again, if you think about dochira as purely being doko, it kind of trips you up in this particular situation. But it can also kind of mean dore, as in which, a very polite way to ask which. And so in this situation, you could say dochira ga ski desu ka? And this is one of the rare situations where you can have ga after dochira. Ski always takes ga. So in this particular situation, you would say dochira ga ski desu ka. So quick review. Let's go over both of these sets of kosoada words. First, you got koko, soko, asoko. Means here, there, and over there. And of course, it has that other meaning that you need to be a little bit careful about. Doko is the basic word for where in Japanese. A very common sentence structure is name of place, wa, the topic marking particle, plus doko desu ka. And then we have kochira, sochira, and achira, talking about here and there as well. But this is more polite and more indirect. And these can kind of refer to a lot more things, actually. Kochira can refer to koko. It can refer to I, as in myself. This direction, and it's very polite. Sochira can refer to soko, you, or that direction towards the listener. And again, it's very polite. Achira is asoko, over in that direction. Again, very polite. And finally, dochira is asking about direction. Dochira can mean doko, or which, as we saw with dochira ga ski desu ka, or which way, which direction, which way are you going to go, or which person are you talking about? Like we talked about before, dochira sama desho ka. I guess a clear translation of that would be, may I ask who's calling? Or direct translation is, which very polite person could this be? Is a way to ask who is calling you on the phone. So that's it for this particular lesson. If you know someone that is taking the N5 exam, I'm sure they'd love to see this video to help them out. So do them a favor, send them this video and help them out with the test. And until next time, have a good time studying.
This has been a grammar explanation video from the JLPT Bootcamp Premium site. Inside the site, you will find some extra goodies, for example, some cheat sheets for all of the videos. And those cheat sheets include a few things. For example, some common mistakes that people make, as well as some example test questions for the JLPT. If you're interested in taking the JLPT and you want that extra edge, something to kind of push you above and get the points that you need to pass, I encourage you to stop by the website at jlptbootcamp.com/premium. There you can find the cheat sheets as well as some extra practice with the grammar points that I've been talking about today. Hope to see you in the premium site very soon. This has been Mac from jlptbootcamp.com.